This is Beyond the Badge, a program we do at KSL to honor peace officers from all over the state of Utah. A different officer every week, and here is a portion of the interview about this week's officer. Beyond the Badge here in Syracuse, and I'm with Officer Stan Penrod. Congratulations, officer.
Thank you. I'm incredibly humbled and surprised at the nomination, and couldn't be just more humbled.
Oh, hearing about you and reading about you, tell me a little bit about what you do with the DARE program.
I teach DARE in all our elementary schools. I'm very fortunate that I work for an agency, a chief and my lieutenant, who really have given me free run. It's go out and make a difference, and to be able to have the opportunity to get up every single day. By the nature of our job, we get to go out and be a positive difference in the lives around us, but to be able to have that opportunity every day in young people's lives where the impact just is greater at an early age is just, it's just a blessing beyond words. And to have those opportunities to go and do that in all my schools and different age groups, and it's amazing, just lucky.
Yeah, and your connection, officer, with these young people, like the lieutenant was telling me, that you'll actually go and check up on a kid at their home. I mean, not everybody does that.
You know, I think a lot of officers do that, and yeah, I'm just lucky that it's put out there. I don't think I do a whole lot more than a lot of officers do on a daily basis, and the checking up on kids for certain things that they may be going through. I got a message, as a matter of fact, just yesterday morning about a young girl that I had helped about 6 years ago. She had overdosed, and she had sent me a message on Facebook, of all things, thanking me for what I said to her while we were going to the hospital. It's just little things like that. So when you take the time to check up on those kids, to see how they're doing, it is unbelievably, it just feels good to know that they're doing better, and they're making right choices, and they are now being a positive difference for others in their lives. Yeah. It's just a wonderful cycle.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Facebook. Do you also run is it a Facebook page about the DARE program, or what's that Facebook page?
I have a page. It's Officer Penrod's Dare to Be Great, and I just it's a way for the students to interact with me away from the school. Further discussions on what we talked about, the lessons for the day, or concerns they have about bullying, or just day-to-day issues they may deal with the school. And it's just another venue for us to communicate and stay in touch.
That's wonderful, because I know kids that age need that. Will you tell me now about that moment when that child was in the ice water? Describe to me what happened that day.
It was a couple years ago. And as previously mentioned by Lieutenant Rogers, it was winter, and the lake had froze over, but we had a warm spell, and so some of the ice had started to thin. And there's a young man playing on the ice, like kids do, and he had fallen through. So we get the call, and I was first on scene, and to where he was located in the pond, I could see him just hanging onto the ice. And I couldn't access my vehicle, so I grabbed a rope out of my car that I keep. We do have a lot of horses running around sometimes here in Syracuse, so I keep the rope for those purposes. So this was ideal. So I grabbed the rope out of my car, and I ran about 400 yards to where he was at. I tried to throw the rope to him. It didn't reach, so I went out on the ice. The ice broke. I went into the water. I continued moving forward, and trying to throw my rope to him, which was coming up short, and then another officer, an off-duty officer happened to come by, and he had a rope, and we were able to get this young man's attention and had him focus on what my instructions at that point, got him to hold on to the rope, and we pulled him out, and then they pulled me out, and he did great. He was awesome.
Did you ever think during that experience that you were going to lose him that day?
Never once. It never entered my mind. Every day, and thousands of millions, most officers play these scenario-based games in their head. What happens if this happened? Honestly, I saw that situation 1,000 times. And so when it happened, I knew it was going to happen. I never once doubted if he had fallen through the ice. I had seen that 1,000 times as well. There was never any question in my mind that he was going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Plus, on top of all the other things you do, officer, you coach.
Yeah, I am very fortunate to be the head coach at the Syracuse Junior High for the wrestling team there. And oh my gosh, those boys, I push them and they push back, and it's just an unbelievable relationship. We really push the family team's unity, that we're not a team, we're a family, and we really, really push that concept, and it's really transcends to these boys. It's fantastic. I love it.
You know, I can feel the love that you have for these young people in your community just in our conversation here. Where does that love come from in you for these young people?
You know, I think it's, you know, it starts at home. I was raised by two amazing parents, and I married an amazingly strong woman who keeps me in line, and having two children of our own, you know, and seeing the struggles and challenges they had firsthand during those late elementary, junior high, and high school years, you learn a lot from your own mistakes that you make as parents, and I've always felt I can now do better. And so when I come across a kid that's challenged in some way, be it at home, be it emotional, be it with drugs, be it being bullied, whatever that is, I really feel like I can reach out and I can make a difference for this young man or girl. And I've seen it. I've really seen it. And I believe it works. I believe the way I interact with the kids work, and I'm just blessed to be in this position to be a difference maker, I hope, in the lives of these kids and the lives of my community.
I believe you're a blessing for this community, officer, and I thank you for all that you do. And please thank your wife for me and for everyone for sharing you with it, because I know what it's like to be an officer and be missing on holidays and so on. And it's probably hard for your wife sometimes to share you with everyone.
She's great. She knew what she was getting into, and she is hands down the biggest supporter I've got. You know, matter of fact, my lieutenant and I were just having a conversation not too long ago about the phone calls we get. You know, and you're getting phone calls from parents, and you're like, "How'd you get my number?" At 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, saying, "Can you come talk to my kid? Can you come help me? Can you do this?" And I'm just lucky. I've got a wife that is like, "Go do it. Go take care of it." You know, it's what you do, and to have that support at home makes it gives the opportunities that I have at work. It broadens that horizon so much more, and it's just, I'm lucky. I'm just lucky to be where I'm at.
Thank you so much, officer. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you coming down.
Officer Stan Penrod here in Syracuse for Beyond the Badge.